Wow, the Sonic the Hedgehog second movie was just so good, especially in how faithful it was in really incorporating so many aspects from the video game, from the cartoons, into this awesome second movie. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be talking about the 10 things that you might have missed in the Sonic the Hedgehog second movie. The sequel was just so good, packed so full of so many Easter eggs. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 Easter eggs, but if there are any that you have discovered that are not mentioned in this video, then definitely share them in the comment section below. But let's begin with the first one, which is of course the snowboarding sequence. I feel like Sonic snowboarding is something that is included in so many video games. For example, Sonic Adventure and of course the infamous Sonic 06 as well. And I feel like they incorporated it in such a slick and natural way. And I love also how Knuckles was snowboarding as well, and just the battle that takes place within the snowboarding world. And then the fact that Sonic is then using a ring from Tom to then come back into the normal space and then all of the snow comes with him. I just thought that snowboarding sequence was just so brilliantly captured from the video games into this movie really well. The second one is of course the helicopter. I absolutely love the fact that we get to see Tails and Sonic on a helicopter, which again is something that we see a lot in all of the video games, and it's a bit of a mini game at points as well, where you see the Tails helicopter shooting loads of different other things as well. And I feel like the fact that they incorporated it into this movie so organically as well, in the exact same way that they did with the snowboarding sequence, was just so cool. And all of the sequences on the helicopter were just so brilliantly carried out. And I loved all of the battles that they had with all of the robotic tech from Eggman while in the helicopter. So brilliant. So the third one is of course the Master Emerald, which again is something that is from Sonic Adventure, and I absolutely loved it how there were quite a lot of sequences actually involving the Master Emerald, which literally did feel like a bit of a lift and shift from Sonic Adventure, which is such an infamously popular game, which I think is really cool. My slight frustration with the Master Emerald is that it was just so small in size. I know that some of the latter video games have made the Master Emerald a lot smaller in size, so you know, arguably they did kind of keep in line with that, but I would have loved it if we would have seen a massive Master Emerald like we did see in the first Sonic Adventure game. But what I did think was really consistent is just the loyalty that the Knuckles character has for the Master Emerald, and how desperate he is to not only find the Master Emerald, but to stop Sonic the Hedgehog getting his hands on the Master Emerald. And I love the rivalry that we see between Sonic and Knuckles, just so organically again done in this movie. Next up we see the SEGA Manual. I thought it was absolutely hilarious how the Agent Stone character lifts a manual and it's got a massive SEGA sign on it, an absolutely brilliant nod to of course the mother company of the founding creators of the Sonic the Hedgehog character. Next up we have the ringtone. I thought it was absolutely brilliant again how we have the Green Hill Zone ringtone that Tom Wachowski has as his mobile phone ringtone. Absolutely brilliant, such a brilliant nod to the infamous Green Hill Zone that actually does appear in quite a number of video games, and I thought this was such a nice touch as well. And I'm really hopeful that in future movies we do get to see other brilliant iconic theme tunes from the incredible other levels and Crush 40 when they do the brilliant opening sequences. And there's so much opportunities, as like I said, the musical scores in all of the Sonic games are just so infamous. Speaking of Sonic games, we of course have the giant rings reappearing in this movie. I loved it when Tom Wachowski was throwing the giant ring and then it just suddenly appears at this hilarious wedding sequence, as of course in the 2D games we see all of the Sonic characters jumping into these giant rings and then getting transported into these bonus zones. So I feel like the giant rings were just incorporated into this movie really well. Of course at the end of this film we get the tease of the Project Shadow. I literally just can't wait to see the backstory that they're going to have with Shadow the Hedgehog. Was Sonic the Hedgehog based on Shadow the Hedgehog? Was Shadow based on Sonic? I just can't wait to see all of the conflict and the battles and the rivalry that's going to take place with Shadow. And like I said, I'm sure that all of the Maria storylines from the video games will hopefully make their way into this as well. I feel like Sonic Adventure 2 is just so wicked, and all of the storylines and all of the backstories that they have with Shadow the Hedgehog are really cool. I wonder if also they're going to introduce Rouge the Bat, or Rogue the Bat, whichever way you call it, in the third movie, as well as then they can give a bit of a rival to the Knuckles character, and maybe also introducing Amy Rose as well. I'm just so excited, and I just feel like this little tease that they had at the end of this movie was so wicked. Next up we have all of the wicked Easter eggs with all of the boss level Eggman technology. All of the mecha egg tech was just so wicked. I wasn't sure how they were going to incorporate all of these massive things that Eggman has as boss battles in all of the video games. But to their credit, I feel like they did a really, really good job, and it just looked so faithful. And now I literally can't wait as well to see all of the futuristic technology that the genius that is Eggman is going to create. Speaking of Eggman, the next Easter egg is of course the fact that Knuckles was at first partnering up with Eggman, but then learns that Robotnik is only ever really thinking about himself. And then we have the formation of the core trio, Team Heroes. I thought was just so wicked, and I just love the fact that they just used Knuckles so brilliantly and wasn't a bit of a gimmick character. Actually, they gave this character a lot of motivation, a lot of backstory, and was just so organically, first with Robotnik, and then with Team Heroes, and I just think it was so organically and so brilliantly done. And I just can't wait to see what's going to happen next with Team Heroes. Is there going to be some internal conflict, and how are they then going to battle other characters? I just think is going to be so exciting. And then finally, the last Easter egg is of course the temple, which, like I said in my non-spoiler and my spoiler review, the fact that they incorporated something that is a bit of a final level and final zone in all of the other video games was just so brilliant. I feel like the temple sequence literally did feel like a bit of a video game level, was so cool. And I love the fact that by the end of this level you get to see the Master Emerald, you get to see the Chaos Emeralds, you get to see Sonic transformed into Super Sonic. I just feel like the temple sequence, all of the booby traps, the fact that Sonic was racing through, and also the boost. I think that Sonic boost was used so brilliantly when he was running across the water. On that point, here's a bonus Easter egg. I absolutely love the fact that Sonic was able to use the bubbles underwater to allow himself to continue breathing, and the fact right in the beginning of this movie, when Sonic falls into the lake, he's thinking that he's going to die, as Sonic really hates the water. But then by the end of this movie, when he's just so determined and so driven to find this lost temple and to get to the Master Emerald, he was just able to run across the water and was able to use his boost power, which was of course introduced in Sonic Unleashed. And another bonus Easter egg is that we saw the Agent Stone character cycling through quite a lot of Robotnik's outfits, one of which was of course from the classic video game look, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I wonder if in future installments we'll get to see the Dr. Robotnik character wearing his more classic costume. I feel like this movie was just so good in all of the respect and how faithful it was to all of the video games. Like I said, I was a little bit unsure with what they were going to do with this movie, as I am such a super fan of the brilliant Sonic the Hedgehog character. But I have to say, to their credit, they did a really, really good job. So those are all of the Easter eggs that I found in this movie. Now I'd love to hear which ones you found, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.